Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host and friend, Rick Hogg from WarHOGG.com. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. Just want to thank you, the viewer, listener, for giving us your time, and the NRA for giving us the invite for Voices of the Second Amendment here at Atlanta at the NRA's 2025 Annual Meeting. Super excited about today's episode. So we've got Chris from Walther on. If you guys don't know, if you've seen nothing about War HOGG Tactical, Walther is a huge supporter of our Project Officer Survival when it comes to our free law enforcement red dot pistol training. We could not do it without their platform, the PDP. So if you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you do. Chris, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, man,
appreciate
your
all the
check
support.
is in the mail for that intro right there. That's you get a gift certificate to Shoney's for that one. I think that's good stuff.
Man, that's
Yeah,
the
I like
way we
Shoney's.
roll.
Good deal. Good deal.
So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much.
So how's things going with you for here?
It's busy. You know, it was weird. Every time we'd be like, "Man, this is a slow show this year." Then out of nowhere, there'd just be this massive tidal wave of people. So, and it's good. We have got kind of some new trade show stuff going on. Like we just got a new trade show coordinator. This is actually her. I think it's her 5th day today. So they were like, "Hey, welcome aboard. Here's an airplane, and you can go now. Like, figure out exactly what your job is." So we're all learning.
Yeah.
We're all learning on this trip. So
Yeah.
good.
One thing I wanted to bring up and kind of kick this thing off, we were talking kind of pre-production as far as the issues we're having as far as social media goes within the industry, and hoping to try to get everyone on board, including, NRA. How do we work this piece? And I know you guys have struggles. We have struggles. Just want to hear kind of what you guys have going on and what you're doing.
The hardest thing for us is that we get dinged a lot. So one of the best parts about Walther is we have what's called, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can buy just about any Walther pistol that you like. You can shoot it 1,000,000 rounds if you want for up to 30 days. And if you decide you don't like it, it's not a good fit, whatever, you can send it back to us and we will refund 100% of your purchase price up to MSRP. Your tax, and then we'll send you a shipping label. So all you have to do is throw it in a box, slap the shipping label on it, send it back, and you just get all your money back. We do that because we know that people, you don't get a whole lot of experience with a gun. When somebody just hands you one at a gun store, you click it off a couple times, it's like, okay, cool, now go defend your life and your family with that. Like, you have no idea. So we want you to go out and shoot these guns. It's the greatest guarantee in the business. We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, anything like that, because since it has the word free in it, which they don't like, obviously. Wouldn't you? You'd never expect they hate anything free.
Right.
Speech, whatever. They don't like any of that.
Interesting.
They say that's you're dealing with guns and money, which is ostensibly gun sales. So what we have to do is, just try and come up with creative ways to talk about it. We did a thing one time where we were giving away a free pair of loopholed sunglasses if you bought a P22 or something like that. I don't remember the promotion exactly, but we just made fun of it to draw more attention to that we were giving away something for free. So I did a spot where I would say, hey, we're giving away a beep pair of sunglasses, and I would beep out the word free. So I never said it, but it was heavily implied. And like by the time you got to the end of it, it was like, yeah, Walther's giving away a free pair of sunglasses if you buy a P22. And it was a lot of fun, and it, that thing did pretty well. But
So they didn't catch that?
No.
Okay.
No.
You bring up a great point, because so I did a post. I had a law enforcement officer. I would have showed him shooting a Walther, but instead I put a censored.
You're working your way to a second gift certificate to Shoney's. Keep this up.
We haven't even started yet, buddy.
Yes.
So I got the PDP censored out, and I censored the word pistol. What I did not censor was free, and that post got flagged. Yeah. So there's no firearm in the picture. There's no mention of pistol, firearms. You do the stupid exclamation point for the I and firearm, or the $ for it, all the stupid crap, right?
Free information, I guess, for any other marketing people listening. We have found that the words "get" as opposed to like free. So get a PDP, get a free pair, or get a PDP, get a pair of sunglasses. Stuff like that.
Wow.
For full details, check the website. That's where it. So we just have to. It's really not even in the platform's best interest, because we have to send people away from the platform, which is also less
100%.
successful for us.
Yeah.
But it's you just got to you got to play the game.
Wow, that's very interesting, because I never even thought of something like that. What about receive?
Yeah, stuff like that is fine. You gotta. I mean, it's almost like you remember when ChatGPT came out and you could get it to do all kinds of crazy stuff depending on how you worded things. That's I'm sure what you're up against anyway. It's just their AI stuff. So
it's their AI.
You gotta trick it.
Yeah, it's their AI set up with parameters, and I'm a full believer. As soon as you press that plus button, whatever you're looking to upload, it's already burning.
yeah.
Hey, man, what do you got?
Absolutely.
So can you trick it? Can you not? Can you do your sensor post prior to upload? Like all this crap, which you shouldn't have to waste your time on.
It is just a waste of time.
That's
Because
all
you're
it
getting
is.
the same
Yeah.
message out there. They're not stopping anything.
No.
You're just,
No.
They're making they're making you smarter because you have to be clever to do it.
Well, but what they're doing, at least in our case, right? And I don't know for yours, ever since the War HOGG Tactical page got deactivated, it's caused me to go, this isn't the best return on my investment.
Yeah.
No.
I spent all this time on your ghetto platform, and that's what it is, ghetto, Zuckerberg, ghetto, right? And you're a crook, and you're a terrorist, and all kinds of other things I'll get into. But anyway.
And not a bow shooter. I don't believe him.
No.
I don't think he
Never shot-
actually owns a
never-
bow.
No, I don't
Never
think
shot a
anybody
bow.
Pretty sure he got
Never-
busted on.
Never
Yeah.
shot a bow in his life.
Yeah.
But the point is, we're not using it because 30 days, 10 new followers, whoopee ding. The business doesn't grow. Every post I do, hey, you're not getting, it can't be shown to non-followers.
Yeah.
All of our stuff on the Range podcast, Project Officer Survival, War HOGG Tactical, they're going nowhere. So hey, why even do anything? And
Right.
you brought up a great point. You know, the call to action. Hey man, warhog.com, kellydefense.com, ontheRangePodcast.com, waltherarms.com. You know, it's drawing them back to the websites.
Yep.
Because that's what we control. And then we were even talking before with the YouTube stuff. Yeah, we'll sprinkle stuff out on YouTube, hoping it makes it. But, you know, getting on Make Ready, controlling your email list. Like these, it's sad that this day and age, you can't even use the technology out there because it's so manipulated, especially to the firearms industry.
Yep.
What's the impact of all this stuff been on? Do you have a YouTube page?
We do. So it's been really frustrating because around the time I came in, this is my 4th year at Walther, and around the time that I came in, we started really getting hammered really, really bad.
On YouTube? Or just
everywhere.
in general? Okay.
In general, everywhere. So we started saying like, okay, well, like if all of our videos are just getting ripped off of YouTube with, you know, we don't get warnings, we don't get any heads up or anything like that, we're going to have to switch over to Vimeo. So every video that has ever been on Walther Arms, a lot of yours included, those are also on Vimeo, which is great. It's nice to have a backup.
Yeah.
But just speaking honestly, you know, the viewership is just, it's not even
That's
close.
the reason why
So-
we shifted from Vimeo. And it's very easy to use. The quality of video is really good. You can also, you know, paste it on a lot of other platforms. They do deals with each other, but there's just no reach at all on Vimeo.
You know what else we use Vimeo for? Like, I know people probably don't care, but like it's actually really good as like a kind of like a Dropbox alternative as well. Like we'll post a video, and so like right now, if somebody says, "Hey, Chris, we need some content of the
Just
law
upload it
enforcement guns or whatever," I'll just jump on Vimeo and click download and send it to them, and it's really great. You can't do that with YouTube, to my knowledge.
No,
You can't download it. Yeah.
No, you can't download. You got to sit there and copy it and then
Yeah.
send a link, and hopefully the link gets through and it hasn't been dumped off. And,
Right.
Oh, it's garbage, man. And that's the frustrating part for me is, you know, here we are trying to promote free law enforcement firearms training.
Yeah.
Free. Keep these guys safer.
What makes you think they like law enforcement at all?
Well, I know they don't.
That might be your mistake.
Well, trust me, I got all that across the board, right? I got it.
Yeah.
However, if you look at it, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I got it. It's your platform, and this was one of the conversations we had with Pete. It's like they want their 230 protections, but they want to be editors as well. It's like, no, you don't get both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully there'll be some stuff that comes along, and I'm not a big fan of the federal government getting involved in diddly because I think they've got their hands in too many pots, but at some point there's got to be something that how do we get, you know, our First Amendments back to be able to at least promote, educate, help people out there. Not sure we ever will, but
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the voice of the Second Amendment program is going to be some piece of that. And it's going to ramp up.
Sure.
And I think people get behind, companies get behind that stuff, and hopefully keep things like On the Range podcast going. But yeah.
Well, again, that's all organic, you know.
It is.
So
You're right.
if Walther wants to sit there and promote something, you know, I don't know what gets out for you guys or not.
We haven't. What's interesting about Instagram specifically? That's like that's where I spend most of my time. We mirror everything from Instagram to Facebook and stuff like that. Facebook, they're my understanding, it's the same company, right? But for
it's all
whatever
Meta.
reason,
Yeah.
Facebook stuff gets ripped down, and they'll leave our Instagram stuff
Yeah.
up. What I also noticed, again, this is my 4th year. When I started at Walther, we were gaining. I call it profiting. You know, we were gaining followers at about 1,000 to 2,000 a month, and then something happened. and we just stopped at 333,000 followers exactly. 333,000.
Same with On the Range. Yeah.
After the election.
It wasn't 300,000.
After the election, and it was there for years. After this election, actually, not after the inauguration, rather, started going back up 1,000, 2,000
Really?
a month. Yeah. So I think
Yeah,
now
we haven't
we're
seen that.
335,
Yeah.
336.
Yeah.
somewhere around
I
there.
haven't
So,
seen any growth.
really.
Literally, when I tell you, Chris, that so the warhog_com, so my business page, which used to be War HOGG Tactical, was the backup, right? Literally, last 30 days, 10. On the Range podcast, lost 54. War Dog Duco, down 23. Project Officer Survival, I think, 2. Right?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. So with those numbers there, I bail. I go to LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn, I like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's specific, I've got class with Walther coming up in Florida. So we got 2 days. Granted, they're 1-day courses each. Free law enforcement firearms training, red dot pistol, right? Walther PDPs, aim point acros, Fireland holsters.
That's right. Best of the best of the best.
There you go. And the beauty is we've got multiple PDPs, so guys
deal.
can actually size. And that's a whole concept we'll touch here in a second. But you can actually size the handgun to your hand, which is a critical part, especially for those LEOs and concealed carry holders out there. But here you are, at least on LinkedIn, I can sit there, put it out there, no violations, right? And then in turn, I can hit people in the Florida area to go, hey, guys, let you know free training coming your way. So to me, it's a lot better.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's powerful. It's a more professional platform and just helps get the message out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think, are you guys dabbling on that at all?
No.
I would take a look.
Well, we have Gabby. Gabby Franco is she's one of our sponsored shooters. She's been a friend of ours for a really, really long time. She's an Olympian. Great shooter and tremendous friend of Walther's. But she's like a huge influencer on LinkedIn. Which is,
that's cool.
Yeah. So she spreads the word for us over there, I think, for the most part.
I'd recommend.
Okay.
And I'll start hitting Gabby up as well, because typically I started throwing stuff out there, but then looked and saw you really didn't have a good LinkedIn. It's like, all right, not being rude, not to mention.
No. Don't tell me I'm doing a terrible job in front of all these people. I appreciate that.
I didn't say
fantastic.
I didn't say you were good. You're doing a great job, right? But a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that, at least from the professional side, is kind of that next step.
Sure.
So especially when I want to hit those law enforcement officers, there's a lot of them out there. And I can actually see, hey, where are these guys at?
Yeah.
And get it going. So
yeah, our law enforcement stuff has been going crazy lately, which
Good.
is great. Yeah.
Good.
I don't want to say why, but
Yeah.
there's been a hole in the market that's we're really doing well law enforcement wise, and couldn't be happier about it.
Well, because the pistol speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And what I have seen is when we're running the courses, one thing we do, right? So if you want to come to the course, you say, man, you're going to run a PDP. And I've yet to have anyone bucket. Even though we've had some guys that have already been, transitioned over to red dot, they don't buck the system. When you sit there and go, hey guys, first thing we're going to do is size your, the pistol to your hands. They're like, what? Yeah. So you've got your different models between the compact EF and the full size. Hey man, this fits best for me. And here's the thing, like with the F, I love the F as my carry gun. It fits my hands. It is just.
I have an F that's a ported F actually that I'll carry if when I want like a small gun or whatever. The PPS is great, but I like a little bit more capacity. I like the ability to use a full size red dot and stuff like that. But I also don't want to carry like my long comps. We call it the PDX. It's like the dual port compensated gun. Like I love shooting that gun, but if I'm just like man, I got to run to the store real quick and grab some milk and eggs or whatever. I throw that F series on and. What I do too, like this is kind of the cool thing about being able to swap out the back straps. We have one of the coolest aftermarket supports of anybody. Like, so you have the ability to not just change the size of the back strap, you can change the material. So we have companies that make brass back straps, changes the balance a little bit, adds a little bit of weight. Sometimes people, appreciate that. I like the brass pieces quite a bit. But yeah, the pistol is just infinitely customizable. And, that was something that we believe helps us sell guns. If people can make the gun cooler, and we can post those pictures and stuff like that, and watch those people perform with those guns, like we want to help the aftermarket. Aftermarket helps us, and it's really helped us grow the PDP into this really fantastic pistol.
Yeah, and the thing is with the PDP is like there's so many things when you look at that handgun that people don't realize. So like with the step chamber. Like people don't even understand there's a step chamber, nor do people even know what a step chamber is.
Yeah. The step chambers, There's a well, it's stepped. It steps down. So there's like the chamber, obviously, that the round goes into. The cartridge and stuff fits. There, it tightens.
Yep.
Right. It goes down just a little bit.
Yep.
It increases reliability. It actually allows the back part of the chamber to be a little bit bigger. That really helps with feeding reliability and stuff like that. And you notice that if you buy, I know I was just singing the praises of aftermarket, but if you buy an aftermarket barrel, their chambers are typically not stepped. And that's when you'll start to see like sometimes a little bit rougher feeding, or they'll just require a break-in, usually like 200 round break-in, and that'll size that chamber in. But not from the factory. The step chamber is the way to go. It's always been good for us. So, and it's been that way since the P99.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
And the nice thing with the step is, at least what I've noticed, is your gun's not getting as dirty because you've got that tighter lockup, so you have more stuff coming out the barrel, for lack of better terms.
Yep. It's cool, too. Like, most people don't notice that. If you pick up PDP brass, you'll see it. There'll be a little ring around the very front of the brass. It's kind of like, was it the MP5 or guns with fluted chambers? You know which brass is theirs because you'll see that tiger stripe pattern on there. Like, somebody's got something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it works phenomenal. I mean, I think the big piece, though, too, how many times you heard it when folks go, it just doesn't feel right, just doesn't fit right. With all those options, with the same gun, it's just, I can't imagine people are complaining about that if they know that they can get the different.
Especially now that, you have the regular PDP, and that does have, I would say, more ergonomics. It's got more of a rounded quality to it. But then you go to the F-Series, and now we're grabbing people who are like, they're more used to a 1911 grip angle. Originally the marketing behind that was like, oh, it's the female. Everybody's buying the F-Series.
Yeah.
More people. I think the 3.5-inch F-Series is our second best-selling gun behind the 4-inch compact PDP.
Yeah.
Both of those guns, like,
wow.
I mean, if you don't like one, you'll love the other one.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So, and then again, like, cool, I love how it fits. Now let's change the weight. Now let's change the spring weight. Now let's put a comp on it. Let's port it. And I love seeing all that stuff because that's what I do to my guns. That's what I do to my cars. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I like tinkering with stuff.
Yeah.
So, the end goal is to shoot a laser beam. I want that gun shooting like as flat as possible, as soft as possible, but it's all possible with the PDP.
Well, it is, because you missed a key component, I think, the steel frame. Which you get that bad boy, and man, that to me is the game changer. That is an absolute just fantastic blaster. You definitely feel that weight in there. And that gun.
We evolved that from the Q5 steel frame, which was a PPQ series gun. I actually carried one of those, a Q5 steel frame appendix. I carried it for like 10 months before I even worked at Walther. Loved that gun. But it was only 15-round capacity, and that was everybody's biggest gripe with it. People with larger hands, or even they wanted to compete with more ammo or whatever.
Right.
It's just too short of a grip. So, now we've got the 18-round steel frame match is the standard, and then you can get the compact after that, which kind of goes back to like that Q4 SF size, which was like the compact steel frame. But you run out of bullets, you could hammer somebody in the face with that thing. Absolutely. It's like pulling double duty with the steel frame.
I mean, it is. I don't know. I don't know if you know the spec as far as the from the regular PDP to the steel frame, but it feels about double the weight.
I don't have the weight memorized of the polymer frame like bare.
Yeah.
The steel frame's 40 ounces.
Okay.
The polymer, because I was like, what would it take to take a PDP match polymer frame? What parts would you have to add to get it to be the same weight as the steel frame? If you do a polymer frame 5-inch match with a brass back strap, guide rod, magwell, and then base pads on the magazine, you can get it to about 36 ounces.
Okay.
So you're pretty darn close. But and it's interesting, like I don't know how much competition you guys watch, but the meta of even that world changes. Like everyone will go steel frame heavy guns for like a year or 2 years, and then it's like, okay, that's great for long distance shots, and you can rip splits with that gun because it's not recoiling. But then people want like the faster transition speed, so then everybody kind of starts migrating back to the polymer. We've got you covered on both ends.
Oh yeah, no, you do.
You guys shoot whatever you want. Yeah, we're here for it. So.
I'm telling you, so this is just me. Elbows a little jacked up, maybe because running the steel frame there. Right. Get back in the gym.
Give me back one of those Shoney's gift certificates. We're not giving people tennis elbow over here. Come on.
It's me, man. Me and my seasonedness. But, the PDP Pro, man. I mean, that thing, fantastic blaster. So, I mean, all the way around, you guys got great products. Is anything else Walther-wise, you guys new coming out? Can we talk about? Can we chat?
No, we can't talk about it, but there's always new stuff coming.
That's always. I figured I'd poke, right?
there's been products that people have been calling for a long time. We read everybody's comments. I read everybody's comments. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night. But we hear you.
So mean.
We sometimes they can be, but you know what? We'll all survive, and we do use it. But we really do. I think that's one of the things that sets us apart is that not just me, but Jens is a shooter. Vince is a shooter. All the guys at Walther actually they were all gun people before they even worked at Walther. So. That would surprise you. It might not surprise you guys, but the listeners, it would really shock you if you knew how few people that are in the gun industry, especially once you start climbing up the corporate ladder, they don't care what they're selling.
No.
It could be tractors, paint. It doesn't. It's just another thing for them to sell.
Yeah.
Walther does care. Like we are built by people who care about guns. And I own all different kinds of brands of guns and stuff too. Like I want everything to be cool, but we do read the comments. We do pull ideas from there. There'll be really cool stuff coming here within the next year, I imagine.
So the P-38's coming back.
We're bringing back the WA-2000. No, it's not. I wish. I get that request so much, and I'm like, dude, I want it more than you do in your request. I promise you. My first, my interview, so like I said, it's my 4th year at Walther. When I went in for my interview and they called me in, I walked in the building, and I was like, where is it? And they're like, what? And I was like, the WA-2000. And they were like, we don't have one here. And I was like, what? How do you not have a WA-2000? So I ended up getting invited to a place called High End Armament out in Oklahoma. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys, but they had one. They wanted $200,000 for it.
Oh.
But they called me, and because there's like between 13 and 15 left in the United States, and they had the only one that was all matching numbers. But they were like, yeah, come over and take some pictures of it. So I got to take some pictures of it and at least get photos of the WA-2000 hung up all over the Walther factory.
Wow.
So it's my
claim to fame.
It's my claim to fame.
There you go.
It's my photo credit.
Did you sign it?
Did I sign? No, I didn't. But I'll tell you what, I was scared to death. Like my butt was biting my jeans just even carrying this thing around their warehouse because it's like worth double my house.
White gloves? Or just
no, they were. You know what's funny is it wasn't even the most valuable thing in there. They had like the SR-25 that killed Uday Hussein, I believe, in there, just like in a big glass case right when you walk in. So they were like, "Oh, here you go," and they like chucked it at me, and I'm like, "Oh, I do not have the insurance policy to cover this if I drop it, but hopefully you guys do." So super cool piece of Walther history.
That's cool.
Wow.
Maybe Walther needs to score it and bring it back to the factory. Huh?
I would love that. Yeah,
bring it to the show.
Yeah, actually,
have it on the show.
We're about to do. We found the guy who bought it, and we're about to do some really cool content with it.
That's cool.
And it's also going to involve drift cars. So it'll be
dude.
We're doing a lot of cool stuff.
That's cool stuff.
We're trying to do some fun stuff at Walther. So
I like it, man.
Yeah,
awesome. Cool.
Well, appreciate you having
Absolutely,
having the time to come by and hang out with us. I know you're working hard. It's been a good show.
Oh, I'm working so hard over there, man.
Yeah,
it's always fun talking
Same
to people.
Here.
Like we have the best fans. Like everybody comes by. Nobody's really mean. It's not the Instagram comments section over there. It's a love fest for Walther at the booth. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, definitely need to get you back on the show
for sure.
So if there's anything new that comes out,
anytime,
spread the word. Let us know. So
thanks again, buddy.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
For the rest of you guys, don't forget, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.